It so is.
Ah,
It says we're
okay.
live.
Right. It says we're live. Whether we're live in the right places or not is a whole nother thing because I so hello, if you can see me, please tell us you can see us somewhere
Yes, give
because I
us some
don't
feedback, guys. We would dearly love to know.
yeah, I don't actually know where we're going to be going live because this is my first time experimenting with some streaming stuff. I'm using Restream, so if there's any experts out there
She's
that
using Restream.
I am using, I can see how this is going to go. It's brilliant. Um, and there were some technical issues yesterday, so the places where I wanted to be live, we weren't going to be live. So I don't. We technically we should be live on LinkedIn and on the Facebook networking
Hi,
page.
LinkedIn crew. How you
Um,
doing?
so yeah, if there is anybody there, please tell us because we'd really like to know. So I suppose I should introduce us really because people are probably thinking, who the hell are these people that are
Who are
rambling?
these
So
nutters?
I know. So yeah, and I don't have a fancy background like you
Quite
because
fancy.
it's just my room.
Her
I
room
am
is a
just sat in
fancy
my
background,
office.
guys.
So I'm Nadine, founder of the Wow Web Network, and I am here with Gareth today. So we have a nice little membership, the Wow Web Exclusive, and all of the members are going to take their turn on a Friday in Member Spotlight and come and have a chat with me and share a little bit about themselves, really, and what they get up to, what keeps them busy, what keeps them out of mischief, gets them into mischief, either way. Yeah, today we have Gareth, Gareth Wax from the Purple Fedora, who is just got the best background ever today.
Oh, stop it.
And we have matching
Yeah,
outfits.
yeah.
I
You
don't know
see,
if
what
anyone's
happened
noticed.
was, guys, LinkedIn crew, Facebook crew, and anybody else who's watching, what happened was we sent out by telepathy this mental telegram saying we're going to have to wear multicolored, many colors of the rainbow tops. And look at us both, man. We're matching.
I know,
She's even
I
got
know.
purple eyeshadow on.
I have. You probably can't see it, but for I'll get close
Look
up.
at that. Look
Look,
at
can you see
that.
that there?
Purple eyeshadow.
Yeah, I'm really I've really gone for it today, Gareth, purely for your honour and nothing to do with the fact that I'm going out for lunch afterwards.
Let's ignore that fact. Let's ignore that fact. It's actually
Yeah,
just for me.
it is. I'm going to hop on. Oh my God, we are actually. I can see us
Oh,
live.
we're
Oh my
live.
God.
We're live.
Okay, so this is very, very good. And it says that
Fabulous.
somebody's watching us, but it could be that that person is me. Who I'm just.
So, okay. So,
um,
Nadine, thank you for watching us. No.
it's great to be here. So, okay.
Your
I feel
support is
that we could,
important to us.
yeah, I feel that we could probably waffle and chat shit a long time today.
Don't say the S word.
It's my show. I can do what I like.
My party.
Yeah, I used to love that song when I was little. It's my party and I cry if I want to.
I don't think it's crying is what you're doing here.
No, but anyway, okay. So tell us, what is the Purple Fedora?
Hang on, we're going to have the right effect for that. What is the Purple Fedora?
Oh
okay.
my God.
Is that good? Okay.
That is amazing. I love it. I'm really jealous now.
I got more buttons than she has. Now, look, let me explain everything. Are we sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin. So, many moons ago, 4 years ago, I realized that one thing that most people don't realize is within the terms of service for anyone, that's including you, yes, I'm pointing at you, on LinkedIn, it's actually section 8 of the agreement that you sign up to when you first started, which basically says, thou shalt not use automation. And it says that very clearly. No, it really does. Check it out. Any one of you want to check out the terms of service that you signed up to, what you said is, I will not use any kind of automated function on my LinkedIn. Otherwise, they'll come around potentially and chop your legs off. Well, in fact, what they do is they usually send around a couple of rude messages. And after a certain point, which might be 1, 2, 3, or 4 of those messages, they'll cut you off at the knees. And there is no way back. They don't really have a service that you can plead to and say, please let me back on. Once you're gone, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing. You can create a brand new account on a different email address. They'll fairly quickly realize it's you, and you won't see anything, except you'll find that most of your posts aren't being read. You'll find that when you put your posts out, whereas before you might have got, 50 likes, 30 comments, whatever, you're now getting 1 or 5. And that's because they intentionally downgrade the effectiveness of your posts because they know you've transgressed. So let's not get into LinkedIn jail in the first place. Let's try and avoid that stuff by trying to avoid using automation. And that's why I started Purple Fedora. I see that there's a lot of people out there that fall into one of 3 camps. They either haven't got any time to focus on making sure they put out the right sort of messaging and effort into making their purple, their purple, making them obsessed with purple, making their profile great and getting people to understand what they represent. They can't be asked, yes, I said the A word, they can't be asked to do it, or both. And if you fall into one of those 3 camps, which really 2 camps and a center intersection bit where they meet and have coffee, if you fall into any of those spaces, we can help you. Our focus is very much to outsource 80% of that work to my research team, which is 20 strong, who spend all their time trying to find out A, where your ideal client avatars live, B, I don't mean they stalk them at their homes, I mean on the internet, B, what they talk about, and C, what kind of thing is going to get them motivated to respond. So that's what their focus is, research. And my mantra is research first, connect later. Very much better if you know, it's obvious really. It's nicer if you know a little bit about someone before you go reach out to shake their hands. And that's basically what it's about. But LinkedIn these days is not really about connections. What do you mean it's not about? It's not about connections. It's about people understanding what you represent and social proofing. That's to say, when they come across you for the first time, I came across Nadine for the first time before I joined WoW, and the first thing I did was check her out on LinkedIn. I want to see what
everyone checks me out, baby.
Well, for good reason. She's lovely. We met actually physically, completely randomly recently at a county fair. How cool was that, Nadine?
It was awesome. I was walking along. I was doing a stand in Bury St Edmunds, and I was walking along. I just had a little break to go and get myself something to eat and have a little mosey around the stalls. And I saw this lady, and my attention was caught by her beautiful hair because it was purple. You probably can't. I've got like purple and green. I change my hair all the time, and her hair was lovely. People with coloured hair always grabs my attention because I love it. So, her hair is lovely. Sort of glanced past the person she was walking along with, carried on a few steps, and suddenly thought, oh, that's you know him through a screen, and I was like,
you did let out a little shriek. It was quite odd, but it was brilliant at the same time. My wife Heather looked a bit shocked that another young lady was accosting me, but I think she loved it afterwards. She thought it was brilliant because the point was she hadn't noticed me at all. She'd only noticed my wife. So job done, I suppose. I'm punching above my weight, guys. What can I tell you?
You have to take her with you everywhere.
I try to, but unfortunately she likes doing her own thing. So, what can I do? I know,
how rude.
How rude. Anyway, so long story short, our role is to also create content. So we've got 2 copywriters. But we expect you to play a part in it. So the way I see it is, if you can imagine you're the captain of your ship and we are your trusty sea mates, our role is to try and keep that ship traveling forward as far as promotions are concerned. But you're the one that gives us direction. So you remain very firmly in the mix, potentially even creating some of your own posts as well, but also giving ideas so we know which direction we're going. We then create anything up to 6 months worth of agenda of different posts that are going to go out.
Wow.
And in between while, we'll help you understand the best way to react to people. I even give you some level of training in between just to improve the way you respond to people showing an interest. So that's the entire role of Purple Fedora. I do have 2 other businesses I briefly want to mention.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we move on,
Sure.
there's just one thing that I like. So from my own point of view, if I was thinking about doing something like that, and
Sure.
it's something that I know crosses the mind of other people through speaking to obviously lots of business owners all the time, is that having somebody else kind of show up as you basically and create your content, is it going to sound like me? Because they're not going to talk like me. Like how does, like, that for me, I think seems to be the biggest hurdle that most people like have to get over when it comes to like outsourcing some content being produced for them.
Well, part of the content we produce is video. So what we do is do short video reels, which are a mixture of text and voiceover. We work with our clients to work out their tone of voice, so that we actually replicate that to a greater or lesser extent. Most of the pieces that we put out for them are things like top 10 tips, simple points to explain what you're doing right now, an overview of what you've got planned over the next 6 months, gratitude posts to say thank you to people for having given them testimonials, such like. And the most important thing is I'm gonna pepper this talk with this chat with odd tips. One of the best things to remember is the most responded to posts on LinkedIn are ones with personal content but business intent. So in other words, don't just put down that how wonderful it was that my son has achieved a year working with me in the company. Underneath it, remember to put 3 hashtags and also a call to action of some sort. And the call to action could be as benign as, would you like to work in a company that works like this? Anything that invites comment, that's a good enough call to action. But if you do that, you may find that you start the kernels of a relationship with someone just on the basis of how your post made them feel. So that's what we're about. We're trying to affect people. And yes, quite right. The most important thing is to replicate as far as we can tone of voice and modus operandi of whoever we're representing. But if there are any opinion pieces or personally driven pieces, we get our clients to absolutely see them before we put them out, so they can make sure that it sounds like them. So we don't put out any old whatever. We need our clients to buy into it.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, as I say, that's the biggest thing I think from people, from speaking to people, that they are concerned about, you know, with that sort of thing, because it's like, well, it won't be me. Like, how will people like know it's
absolutely
me? It won't sound
that.
like me. But you know, that's where you dig deep, isn't it, and spend the time in the beginning to find out.
But also, the other thing that we come up against is, well, you're going to go off in one direction. What happens if it's the wrong direction? Before I know it, you'll be 150 meters down the road and we'll be in the wrong direction. No, because the client is always 20% involved at all times. So, for instance, I have regular meetings with some of my clients. I even have a little 15-minute catch-up meeting every 2 weeks. Others, I meet them every month. There's one client, a new client at the moment, I'm having a 10-minute chat to almost every week, because they're feeling their way in different directions. But the whole idea is they're available as the captain of the ship to make sure that we course correct if we need to. So we're always pointing our prow in the direction they want. We represent everything from business coaches. We've got on our books, we've got a trauma relationship coach. We've got a parent coach. We've got a barrister, a solicitor. We've got an architect, a surveyor. And we've got people who are representing aesthetics, as in helping women achieve a more youthful look for longer. We've got people representing mental health awareness. You can see it covers a wide range. The whole concept behind them all is not that trying to sell anything. The concept we've got is we're trying to put out, like an old iron wok, is informed by the food that's been in it before, the patina it leaves. We're trying to create a patina of small posts that reassure people when they check out their content that these people represent integrity, consistency, and are a safe pair of hands to put their hard-earned cash into. Does that make sense?
Amazing. It sounds wonderful, actually.
Look, it's as in all human relationships, it's all defined by the interaction between both sides. So, and I always say that the one time that a business really shows its true mettle is when things aren't going exactly to plan, and it's how they course correct and how they deal with it. Because it's like, when you take an internet service out, you never know how good it is or isn't until it's not working properly, and they correct it and sort it out. Then that's when you find out what the customer service is. I mean, the organization you represent has built itself upon its customer service relationships, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same with all of these things. You only find out how good an organization is when you have to deal with each other and change direction.
It's a bit like relationships, really, because I always say you never really know somebody until you split up with them.
That's delightful, Nadine. Actually, on that note, you see, I'm on my third marriage, which technically makes me an expert.
So, and I right there. You never really know somebody until you split up with them. You see a whole different side to people that you never saw before.
I don't think you necessarily know them when you do that, but you know what? I would rather. I mean, with my wife, which is both my current and my forever. I'm not going through that again. But what I would say is, we've been through temper tantrums and throwing toys out prams, and also happiness and jubilation. And I'd rather see the length and depth of it all early on. That way we know what we're dealing with. And very little will surprise either of us now, because we've been through it with each other. And I think that's a great thing. That's a great thing. And it's the same, as I said, in business, it's much the same. You want to know, what the reaction is to things not going right, and also what the reaction is to things going perfectly. Everything can't be smooth sailing all the time, and you should. What they say, they expect the best but prepare for the worst. You need to have all directions covered.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Tell me about the Purple Lounge then, because this is something completely different, isn't it?
Well, yes and no. Some people will know, and some of our audience will remember, during lockdown 1, 2 to 137, we were running an online music event called the Purple Lounge. And what happened was, I was curating and actually acting as the master of ceremonies for it. We were using a product called Remo, that some of you may or may not be familiar with, which is a helicopter view of a series of tables inside a conference center, with the ability to jump from table to table, but every so often you could present to everyone, in which case the whole screen would be covered. And that's what we do. Every half an hour, there would be a 20-minute set by a different group of some sorts. And we had everything from performance poets, we had an acrobat, we had a magician, all of that sort of thing.
Amazing.
And it was wonderful. But the problem was, I was paying all these artists for their slots. Not a vast amount, but this is a time. The reason why we started out was my business partner, Jason de Jong, some of you may know, and I thought, because he knows I'm a musician, and I lost all my gigs through that. Now, for me, it's a second string income. It's not my primary income. Music, it used to be my primary, but it isn't anymore. But for a lot of these musicians, it was their primary income, and we wanted to give them some sort of income so they could keep wolf from the door. And this is a weekly event, so we're only paying them 80 quid here, 80 quid there, but it all mounts up. But you can imagine if you've got 10 of those people.
Yep.
That's 800 quid we're laying out, which is fine, but we needed the income. By the end of it, when some fool in number 10 allowed people to start drinking publicly again, suddenly there was little interest for an online music event. Mm-hmm. And I think I was only charging something like 7 quid entrance, but suddenly attendance went down from 60 to about 5, which meant I was then subsidizing the performers. So it became nonsensical. However, recently Jason said, why don't we unearth the Purple Lounge brand and try and make it focused on a place that people can chill out without fear of being sold to on a Friday once a month. And I said, well, this sounds like a wonderful idea. How do you think? So we came up with this format. Now, hear me out. Let's see what you think. So the first half hour, you arrive, everybody mills around. We create 4 or 5 rooms that people can pop themselves into, or they can be popped into, and we give them the facility where they can move around.
Yep.
And they chat and natter and the usual things people do, with the idea of just getting to know people, not, will you buy my Okie Kokie 2000? Then we return back to the main room. In this case, this week, we've got a gentleman called Philip Filmar, who was a performance poet at my Purple Lounge the first time round. He's very amusing, very funny. And he's actually a sort of minor film star as well. So he's quite an interesting, very interesting personality, and a professional illustrator as well. Very clever man. And he'll do a bit of performance poetry for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, take the edge off, as it were. Yep. Then we're going to go straight out into 5, count them, 5 rooms, each with a different subject matter expert in them. I'll be in one of the rooms, obviously talking about LinkedIn and what have you. But then we've got Alison Petty, a lady who was confined to a bed for 20 years, and through neuro-linguistic programming. Yes, thank you. I think that, hang on. Neuro-linguistic programming. See that? Thank you. All right. She's now a leader rock climber. Very impressive. We've got Fran Young, who is a trauma escape artist. She'll help you escape your trauma in 5 sessions. We've got Colin Walk from
I think I'd need a lot more than 5. I don't think I could do that.
Okay. Well, so she'll help Nadine escape her trauma in 500 sessions. No, in 5 sessions. We've got Colin Walk from Walk This Way. He is an expert in helping parents talk to each other so they don't want to kill each other and the children grow up happy and bouncy and all those wonderful things. He's an awesome fella. And finally, we've got Mandy Elliott from the Focus Academy. She focuses on helping. That was not supposed to be a pun, but I'll take it. She focuses on helping ADHD and people on the autistic spectrum find focus, and she guarantees that if you take on her sessions, which is about 6 months worth of small sessions, inexpensive sessions, but a few of them, that she'll get you from 5-10% focus on any one task up to 85 to 90%. And she got the stats behind it. Absolutely brilliant.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, but you'd think that, but then a lot of parents say, "Yeah, I want to do that." They do one session and say, "Why aren't they sorted?" And I say, "It's practice. It's like a muscle. You've got to train that muscle. You've got to keep doing it again." Anyway, but she's bloody brilliant.
Your lineup just in itself on 1 week sounds incredible. So
last week it was all about security and ransomware and things like that. I think people got a bit bored of that. So I thought this week, let's do it about well-being.
That sounds amazing. So how do people access your Purple Lounge?
The Purple Lounge. Go to LinkedIn, type in The Purple Lounge, and up it'll come. Simple as that.
It sounds brilliant. And I can't believe that all the time that we've known each other, I don't know fully about these things.
Well, I only came up with this is only our 3rd one, darling.
Ah, okay.
Because I remember it was the last time we did a Purple Lounge was nearly, the last of the many lockdowns, so probably the beginning of the year. It was actually it was December last year, I think, the last one. Wow. So of course not done any recently. So why would you know? But I just think it's a nice place where you can still natter, and there's still a potential to get to know somebody that you've already spoken to before a little bit better, but not in that you will get to know each other now. It's more like it's more like that they kind of gently imbue each other, and there's a bit of what I'm looking to do is possibly some comedy. I'm going to get a magician in. I'm going to get some music artists in. I might even perform at some point in the future. So do you know what I mean?
So sort of music do you, because I know you've been in some bands and you play, so what sort of thing do you do?
Well, these days I'm actually part of a label based in Berlin called Electro Swing Thing. And anyone might guess from that, the kind of music we tend to perform is electro swing, yes. But if
Is
you,
it really?
it
How
is what a
amazing!
surprise.
I would never have guessed
Quelle surprise. Yes.
that.
So go to Electro Swing Thing. You'll find I'm down there as one of the featured artists. My nom de plume, yes, you heard it first. My nom de plume, don't say that to your parents. I think you're talking naughty. My nom de plume is DJ Bongo. Not a DJ, don't play the bongos, but still, there you go. DJ Bongo. And in fact, the full title is DJ Bongo Makes You Bounce.
Oh, does it really?
Well, yes, madam, what I do in my spare time is my own business. But anyway, yeah. But do come along.
That's why your wife was smiling.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes, a painful smile. Yeah. No, it was wonderful. So I perform as that. I also perform in a band called Encrypted Love. If you can imagine Mika and Duran Duran had a love child, this might be the music they listen to.
Oh my God.
Yes.
It sounds awesome.
Well, thank you. I've also got two other businesses, if I might give a quick push for each.
How do you fit so much into your life, Gareth?
Needs must when the devil vomits into your kettle. Now, look. So one of the businesses is once you've got to the point of having entranced someone with your marvelous myriad of miasmic temptations on LinkedIn, you might want to convert that into business. And some of the easiest way of doing it is picking up the phone. Not everybody is predisposed to doing that. I have a small team of telemarketers that will do exactly that. So we focus on talking to your LinkedIn level ones or people that you, for instance, touch pointed on you but never quite converted to anything, or maybe you sent out a quote in the past, or anybody who's touched base with you over the last 2 or 3 years. We can work through that data and convert it into gold dust for you. So that's called Trust Us to Call. Trust Us to Call. And the last business, sorry.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't like making phone calls. I don't particularly like making phone calls. And it's a thing that exists. People don't like picking up the phone. So
yeah, but the problem has been during the pandemic, it's kind of difficult to give companies return on investment figures if there's no likelihood of people picking up the phone 80% of the time. Luckily, it's kind of switching it around. It's about 60% of the time we're getting a pickup now. So it's become to the point where it's viable once again. So I've already got a couple of clients on board, plenty of room for some more. We used to have like 10 people in the team, but unfortunately pandemic meant that they all went off to do different things. I've still got 4 people, so we've got plenty of headroom. We can help you out. Now, last
so
business.
What's the other thing then?
Well, the biggest thing at the moment, I think, on websites is chatbots. And I'm not talking about the ones which say, leave a message, we'll be back to you shortly. I'm talking about things which are AI-based, interact with you and help you answer your questions on your website 24/7. And I think this particularly applies to a lot of people with perhaps legacy websites, as websites that were designed really before mobile phones got into the swing of it. So they don't particularly work well on mobile phones. But when you go to a web designer and say, how much will it cost to make this mobile responsive? They come back with eye-watering figures. Now, a chatbot is only about 300, 400 quid. And all chatbots are mobile responsive. So if you're a chatbot and you go to a website, it will pop up and it will become immediately available. So that's something that's called purple-bot.com. And the strapline for that company is, let us show you our shiny purple bot. Purple-bot.com. So if I go through the other websites, that's trustustocall.uk, or finally, it's purple-fedora.com.
Wow. I think what you'll have to do is put all your links to your websites and go and find wherever we're live and post all your links, because there's a lot of stuff.
But I have an offer. I have an offer for everyone.
You have an offer?
I do have an offer. Hang on a moment. Let me announce it properly. This is an offer. There we go. It's an offer. Right. So today's offer is this. If you spend half an hour with me, I will make your LinkedIn profile super powered and at no cost. And also, I will give you my patent pending 21 free LinkedIn tips.
Amazing. I feel like I need one of those big boomy microphones to reply to you, because
Boomy microphone.
I'm so jealous. I want to do that.
Mummy, I want a boomy microphone too.
Yeah, I want one. Now, okay, so I'm gonna take a stab in the dark here and guess that if people want to have a chat with you about anything that you've spoken about, you know, LinkedIn is going to be the best way to track you down.
I'm not hard to find. I'm not hiding my light under a bushel. What I will do is I will give the inimitable, irrepressible Nadine all my details plus a Calendly link for half an hour, and then you can book me straight in. I guarantee you it may well be amusing. There may all be some level of pain, but by the end of it, you will have an amazing profile and be able to live to tell the tale.
Amazing. So there you go. Perfect. Half an hour with Gareth. Sort your LinkedIn profile out. It's not going to cost you a penny. I mean, you can't say fairer than that, can you? It's been so nice to chat with you, because I see Gareth quite a lot when it comes to my networking events, but I don't get to meet
I'm very hard to see. I'm very hard to spot.
I don't get to speak to people, so it's really nice to be able to actually talk and find out more stuff. So yay, awesome. Okay, well, we've been waffling now. Do you know it's nearly 20 to 11?
My goodness, is that the case?
That's hilarious.
But it's felt like it's only been 18 to 11.
Okay, so yeah, any questions for Gareth? If you want to find out more about him or any of his businesses or any of his music, or have half an hour free for your LinkedIn, I mean, if you just want to have a chat with him, because he's quite fun, just give him a shout on LinkedIn.
To quote Douglas Adams, time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so.
Okay, thanks very much. Okay, so we are going to be doing this every week, not Gareth and I, but myself.
Not? You promised. Oh my God.
But myself, unfortunately, you get me every week. But the guest will be someone different every week. Next week, we've got Shani Roberts from Crucial VA. So she's going to be coming on and giving some awesome business tips. Shani is brilliant. When me and Shani get together, we can talk for a very long time. So I have no idea quite how next week is going to go. I think it'll just be like one of our normal conversations with her chucking out some business advice interspersed between us talking shit, probably. I'm not going to lie. But it will be fun anyway. So if you've managed to stay with us through this, thank you for watching. If you do,
and well done.
Yeah, and well done. Yeah, I mean, you probably
sticking
need a rest.
with it.
Yeah, you probably need a rest now, but you know. And now I've forgotten what I was going to say. Oh yeah, if you watch it on replay, you know what you have to do. You have to do that hashtag replay thing that everybody always tells you to do. So
remember, if you're watching on replay, don't enter into any competitions.
There's no competition.
There's no competition.
You're not going to win anything. I'm sorry. You can
like,
comment, and share.
Our unending love and respect.
Yeah. Like, comment, and share, and follow, and all that stuff. But we're not giving anything away in return. So you're just going to need to do it.
Except for our love and respect.
Yeah. Well, everybody has that, and everybody has that. Okay, it's been a pleasure, Gareth, to chat with you, and yeah, send me all your details, and we'll get it all posted underneath.
And she thought we were going to run out of things to talk about, eh?
Never. I very rarely run out of things to talk about with anybody, because I can talk and talk and talk, and so can you. We could probably just carry on all day, to be fair, but I've got places to be.
Oh, what? You spoil sport.
I know. Okay. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, everybody. Bye-bye, LinkedIn crew.
Bye.